everybody. So I will
just
call
as
the meeting to order. Is everybody here? No, Travis yet. That's all right.
No, Travis is here.
Travis is here. Yep. Call the meeting to order.
It's not 6 yet.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, just as a reminder to everybody, if you go to that tic-tac-toe box, some of you weren't here when I said this a while ago, but if you go to that and you hover over that tic-tac-toe box that we talked about in training, and you check the box that says only show participants with video, then you won't see me when I turn my camera off, as it is off right now. Everybody see how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Some of you were here when I said this a while ago, but if you go to that. All right, and the stream is up on YouTube right now, so everything is out there at this moment. Even though the meeting hasn't started, the live stream is going. And so people on YouTube will see exactly what you see on your screen, and then they will hear all of the audio. And that's, I think, from a technology standpoint, we're ready to roll. I don't know if I should say go for launch.
Darren's got his Christmas wreath still up, it looks like. What's up with you board members and all your Christmas decorations still being up?
Keeps it interesting.
Yeah, I guess. I don't put anything on my walls, so
Just
Must be over the. No, let's bring it here. Hi, Tegan. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
The camera, yep. I don't know about mute, whatever the,
uh-oh.
kill the camera. Cause then you disappear from the live stream. Okay, thanks, bye.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. I think we'll call the meeting to order. And then we'll start out with Dr. Heller, who's going to read a couple statements. So,
Okay, the opening statement from the board chair is due to the current federal and state emergency declarations, the governor's executive order to stay at home, and guidance limiting person-to-person contact due to COVID-19, the coronavirus pandemic. This meeting of the Montevideo School Board is being conducted in accordance with Minnesota statutes 13D.021, meetings by telephone or other electronic means. Due to the pandemic, it has been determined that it is not feasible for all board members to be physically present at the regular meeting location, and that it is not feasible for the public to attend at the regular meeting location. The superintendent of schools will be present at the regular meeting location. Persons may monitor this meeting from a location by going to the following link. That link was published. School board members are reminded to mute their microphones or phone when not talking. School board members wishing to speak should raise their hand or be recognized by the board chair. When recognized, the board member should unmute their microphone, speak, and then mute again. All votes will be conducted by roll call vote. Each school board member should wait until their name is called before voting. Persons monitoring the meeting from a remote location may submit comments through the following email address: addresstheboard@montevideoschools.org. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded. Access to the recording will be made available on the district's website as soon as is reasonably possible.
Thank you, Dr. Eller. We'll take a roll call. Balkan, I'm here. Burhansel, Travis,
Here.
Joe Helgeson. Oh, you're muted. Maggie Coover,
Present.
thank you. Kelly Snell,
I'm here.
okay. And Andrew Stenson.
I'm here.
Dr. Eller,
Here?
Principal Hickey. He doesn't need to be here.
I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Principal Huntley,
Here.
Principal Sprung,
Here.
Representative Marty,
Here.
and media, are they here?
No.
No, okay. Approval of agenda. Does anybody want to make a motion?
It does need to be amended.
Oh, amended agenda, that's right. We're gonna add 1.5.5.1. Kyle Gusley, head football coach. So, we added that to the consent agenda items.
I'll make a motion to add 1.5.5.1 to the agenda and approve it as printed with that amendment.
Thank you. Does anybody want to make a second?
Second, Darren.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll do a vote, roll call. Andrew,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
Maggie,
Aye.
Travis,
Aye.
Darren, aye. So, approval of the consent agenda items. Does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the.
Sorry,
agenda.
Maggie, I didn't see your hand. You will, Joe? Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Maggie. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, answer by, no. Roll call vote. Andrew,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
Maggie,
Aye.
Travis,
Aye.
Darren, aye. Okay, now, resolutions. Donation, contribution, and request. Genuine Turkey Store donated 60 cases of turkey sticks and 14 cases of sliced turkey breast to be used in sack lunches during the COVID-19 crisis. Anybody have a motion to approve?
So move, Chair.
Thank you, Andrew. Anybody want a second?
I'll
second.
Thank you. Whether Joe or Kelly, you can fight it out. No. we'll go with the roll call vote. Andrew?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Kelly?
Aye.
Maggie?
Aye.
Travis?
Aye.
And Darren is aye. 1.7, superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you. The first item is we do need to select a date and time to canvass the election results from tomorrow's election. The date has to fall between the 17th and the 24th of April. It will be a board meeting. It will be done remotely. So we just need to look for a date and time.
Dr. Heller, how long do you expect it to take roughly?
5 to 10 minutes.
Between what dates? Sorry.
17th, this coming Friday, and the 24th
Okay.
would be next Friday.
The 20th or 21st work for everybody?
Any of those days outside of normal work hours work just fine for me.
Okay.
I would agree. I would prefer it to be as close to 5 as possible. You know, I don't have a problem.
Sorry, what?
I would agree with Andrew. I wouldn't want to extend it too late in the evening because I do have
5 would be fine with me too.
Huh?
5 o'clock work? Or
Yeah.
is that what you're, close to 5? Is that okay?
Yeah, and I don't have a problem. I just wouldn't want to go at past 6 or 6:30 just because
Yeah.
I'm in the office and I want to go home.
Luther,
Can
do
we
you
do-
have a?
Can we do Monday the 20th at 5:15? Would that work for everybody?
For me, it would.
Yes.
Book it.
5:15 on Monday, the 20th. I think it's the 20th. Is that right?
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
okay. Transportation bids are due on April 17th. Once we get the bids in, we will review them, and then we'll get in touch with the members of the Transportation Committee and look at a time to review those and also to set up potential interviews with any firms that are submitting quotations on that.
Okay, thank you.
A staffing update. We approved the hiring of a new ag teacher this evening. We are in discussions for an English teacher at the high school level, and we are looking for an ESL teacher. Those are our current openings that we have. And those would all be for next year. Graduation is currently scheduled for May 31st at 2 p.m. That's a Sunday. And Mr. Hickey has been working with the senior class on plans for some of the spring activities, and then also looking at possibilities of what might be done for graduation, depending upon what is or isn't allowable as far as meetings and so forth at that time. And as I mentioned, he's working with the seniors on other spring activities, and they're looking at ways in which they might be able to address some of those activities. And that is all I have on the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Dr. Heller.
Darren,
Yeah, Andrew.
Dr. Heller, how soon might we start seeing updates on some of those spring activities related to the seniors? Just in case we're asked to be ready to say, hey, in a couple of weeks, we'll know, in a week, in a day,
Yep.
whatever.
I would say that we won't be able to make anything definitive until we get the next executive order from the governor telling us what's going to happen on the 5th of May with the potential of bringing students back in, whether or not that's going to happen. So I would say that they could count on seeing something during possibly sometime in the first week in May relative to what's coming up. I believe they have looked at tentatively a rescheduled date on prom.
Yep.
And I think, and Mr. Hickey can correct me if I'm mistaken on this, but I believe that was the 16th.
That's correct. Yeah, we're looking at doing looking at a bunch of different options right now. Right now we're gathering ideas because as of right now we're back in school on the 5th. And if we're back in school on the 5th, everything will go off as planned. Now, whether or not that actually happens or not, that's a whole nother discussion, but we are making contingency plans. But we can't put anything out if the governor's telling us as of right now, we're going to be back on the 5th.
Right. So you're planning on prom on the 16th of April, is that right?
No, May right now.
16th of May, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had to move that one because it's kind of right now the second where it was originally planned fell in between the virtual learning and coming back to regular learning under the current plan, so we couldn't do anything on that date anyway.
Okay.
So
Okay, well, committee reports. Representative Marty, do you want to do the high school update?
Yeah, I can. So over the last couple weeks, you've been doing distance learning, and what that consists of, at least at the high school, is that there's 2 things that have to be done each day for each class. You have to report for attendance, which is just like an attendance question that you type in on your Chromebook. And then the next thing you have to do is any coursework that the teacher has assigned for each day. And the nice thing about that is that you have all day to do it. The deadline is 11:59 p.m. that day, so the students have all day to work on their assignments. From my experiences, the teachers have been very good with helping if there's something that is confusing with their courseworks. I've had a couple teachers that have done Google Hangout to do face-to-face interactions over the computer, of course. I think it's really nice because I get to see all my fellow classmates again, and then I get a better explanation of the coursework that was given. However, I am personally spending a lot more time doing homework, and I don't know if that's just because I'm taking challenging classes, but some days I've had more homework than I would have if I was sitting in class. And that's it.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Marty? Okay. Principal Gray, do you have a report?
Good evening.
Good evening, Bob.
Distance learning has gone fairly well from kindergarten's point of view. We did send out a survey last Wednesday to all parents and also to all staff asking for their input. And that's starting to come back now. What it's mostly been is pretty positive. The concerns have been, it's really hard. And we kind of knew that. You know, we're asking people to teach their kids, which is something they don't always do. Many of them are working a full 8-hour, 10-hour shift and then trying to help with homework. So it's challenging, and we know that. Trying to work through that. We've had a few glitches with some technology that we've been helping families get through, but for the most part, I'd say it's gone fairly well from the kindergarten standpoint. Childcare at Sanford has gone very well. The staff that we have had that have been willing to come have done a fabulous job at working with kids with their homework. First couple of days were bumpy. They were rough. But about Wednesday of that first week, we kind of found out what we needed to do, what we needed for technology, and how to work with all the different kids. So it's been a learning process, obviously, a very steep learning curve, but it's gone pretty well. We average about 30 kids in the school age part of childcare, and between 25, maybe 28 with Little Thunderhawks, the younger kids. So we're between 50 and 60 kids on a regular basis.
Awesome. Thank you. Any questions for Bob? Hearing none, no, we'll talk to you later. Principal Sprung.
Good evening. Distance learning for Ramsey has been very similar to distance learning for Sanford. We also surveyed parents and staff. One of the notable things is that 96% of our parents ranked distance learning a 3 or higher on a 5-point scale, with 71% of them ranking it a 4 or higher. That's telling me that it's going pretty well for parents, even though it's a lot more work, and they've really worked hard at this as well. Our attendance rate has been about 95% or above once we got past the first week and got through all of the technology glitches. From a staff point of view, it's interesting that our staff is saying that about 94% of our staff are saying that students are working up to their expectations all or most of the time. And the most commonly voiced concerns are students not completing all the assigned work or not being able to get a hold of parents or students. Then most staff are reporting that their workload has been about the same, if not increased. The increases come in, they're feeling like they're online all the time, starting at 7 in the morning till 9 at night to accommodate parent work schedules so parents can get a hold of them to talk with them. Other than that, based on what I'm hearing from staff, both verbally and in the survey, and what I'm hearing from parents in the survey and verbally, I think it's going pretty well from a Ramsey point of view as well.
Well, thank you. Any questions for Bill? Hearing none, then we'll talk to Principal Huntley.
Good evening. From the middle school perspective, a lot of the same from the other two. We did a parent survey as well, and just to share some of that data with you, our attendance has averaged 98% or above. And then our parent survey, we talked about the workload for kids, and about 82% think the workload is appropriate, and we had about 7% say it wasn't enough, and about 7% say it was too much. So I think that kind of evens themselves out. So workload seems to be pretty much right on par there. Student stress level was one of the other things that we looked at, and we did a 5-point scale, and overall student stress, having a 3, 4, or 5, which is not 5 being not stressed, 80%, and that same scale for mental health, 90% of our students seem like they're doing pretty well. And parents overall have rated the online experience, or the distance learning experience, at 94% at the 3, 4, 5 level. The one thing that staff had reported is their workload. 72% have said they spent more time than they do on a regular day, which in these first 8 days, I'm not surprised by that, but I did discuss that with them, that it's very important that they take care of themselves and their mental health as well. And we're going to just do the best that we can each and every day, but I do not want them on line for 6, 7 o'clock at night, which I've heard them doing, which is great for kids, but I also want them to take care of themselves too. So the last thing I'd like to share is our Kids in the Community obviously is not going to happen this year. We did call all the businesses that donated and asked if they would be willing to support, instead of Kids in the Community, Community for Kids. And we'd said that we would disperse the funds to families in need for food and necessity household items. So that's kind of the next process, is figuring out how to get that to families. So that is the middle school report.
Well, thanks, Sean. Principal Hickey, are you here?
Oh, I'm here. I'm saving you guys from having to see my not getting my hair cut. I haven't broke down to let my wife cut my hair yet. I don't know if I'm going to. So I'm going to save you guys from that. At the high school, things are going pretty well. And like I said, Dr. Heller and I had talked before that if we didn't have the 2-week planning period, we would have been ready to go right away. That 2 weeks gave us time to get even more prepared and to strengthen some things and to change some things, so that we could be even more organized. So that's the advantage I think that the high school has over some of the other schools is all of our kids have had devices. We've done multiple runs of this in the past few years with snow days, albeit that's not what we're doing now, where it's the only means of education. But overall, we sent out some surveys to parents, staff, and students, and it's been pretty positive so far. The workload is about split 50-50 amongst teachers. Some saying 50% saying they have more, 50% saying it's about the same. As far as students going, here, give me 1 second here. I have the charts in front of me here. They're saying that workload, about 53% of the kids are saying it's about the same as a work day. Some are saying that it's I'm doing more work, and then it's everything in between there. So over half of the kids are saying it's about the same. Parents have had some really positive things to say. They've had some good feedback as well. So when the survey closes on Wednesday night, I have a group of staff members that we're going to go through this, and administratively we'll look at our data as well and seeing what adjustments we can make going forward. The other piece, as Dr. Heller and Tegan had talked about earlier, is that we're starting to look at, what does the rest of the year look like if we don't come back? It's unfortunate. I told the seniors, I met with the senior class officers virtually last week, and we're going to be meeting weekly as we're gathering some ideas. I've been talking to other area districts and other area principals. We're sharing ideas that we have. So we're just kind of in the idea gathering stage and putting together some contingency plans that we're going to have everything as best we can. The only one that I would caution people, and I know that kids probably don't want to hear this, especially the juniors and seniors, that prom is something that I'm not sure is gonna fly. To be honest, is right now with what they're telling us to do with social distancing, prom and social distancing do not go hand in hand. I think everything else we can make something go, and the seniors had some great ideas. Parents have thrown out some good ideas. So I think that we'll be able to make it the best that we can for our seniors. And I said we're willing to, get a little crazy, have a little fun, do the best we can with the circumstances we have. So, but as of right now, we're kind of in the waiting game because we're supposed to be back on the 5th. And until then, we can't put anything out there, but we are preparing behind the scenes.
Okay. Anybody, any questions for Scott? Okay.
Oh, one thing I will, just so everybody kind of knows, our attendance is about always over 95. We're right around 97, 98, so our attendance system's working really well. However, we did stick with the grade pull we had scheduled, and we had a larger than normal number of kids on the F list, but that was just after the first week. So we did contact and made sure we made parental contact with every kid on that list. And some kids, they only had 1 or 2 assignments. So if they did poorly on one of those assignments, that would automatically drop them down. But we have a lot of preventative procedures we've put in place, and we're making a lot of contact with parents and working with them. So I'm looking forward to our next grade pull, because a lot of kids, I've looked at their, the kids that are on the list, just kind of spot checking some of them after we've spoken. And a lot of the kids have gotten their grades up already. So like I said, we know there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment here, but overall, I feel that things are going as well as they can right now.
Good. Thanks, Scott. (1.9) Congratulatory action and recognition, and they were sent out to us. There's about 40 kids on winter athletics or activities. Does anybody want to make a motion to accept the wrestling, boys swimming and diving? Sorry. Somebody want to make a motion?
Hey, someone.
Thank you, Maggie. Anybody want to take a second?
Second.
Kelly, thank you. And there's about 40 kids on the list, and you'll send them out, Dr. Heller?
Yes.
Thank you, yep, thank you. Anybody have any questions before we move into the action items?
We need to vote on that.
Oh, sorry. Roll call vote. Andrew,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
Travis,
Aye.
Maggie,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Darren as an aye. So, passes unanimously. And we'll go into, action items. Remote board meetings. Board committee meetings. In the notice for the remote board meetings, it was stated that the action would be taken establishing that due to the pandemic, meetings of the school board and board committees would be held remotely until further notice. Anybody want to make a motion to accept that?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Anybody want a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, and then we'll just go into a roll call vote. Andrew,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
Travis,
Aye.
Maggie,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Darren is an aye. Passes unanimously. So we'll move on to, if I can find it. 3.2. Recognition of desire to negotiate. That's educational assistants. The Montevideo Educational Assistants have sent a letter with desire to negotiate. Does anybody want to make a motion to accept that?
So move, Chair.
Thank you, Andrew. Anybody got a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kelly. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll go into a roll call vote again.
Darren?
Joe?
Darren? Quick question. Luther, are we gonna wait for this to be pandemic to be over? Or are we gonna try to do these remotely, or what are your thoughts?
We'll check and see what the union wants to do, but so far, I don't believe the union has had any meetings with their regional representative.
Okay. Didn't answer your question, Joe, but, a little bit.
It is, yep.
Okay. Roll call vote. Andrew?
Aye.
Kelly?
Aye.
Travis?
Aye.
Maggie?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Darren? Aye. Passes unanimously again. Another desire to negotiate from the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 70. Is this have to do with the janitors?
Office personnel.
Office personnel. Okay, sorry. Office personnel. Does anybody want to make a motion?
So moved.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. And do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, Maggie, thank you. Roll call vote. Andrew,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
Travis,
Aye.
Maggie,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Darren, aye. So we passed unanimously again. Bob Mills award recipient. I won't say who it is, but please approve the individuals whose name was sent to you earlier. Please keep the name and recipient confidential until the staff recognition dinner. Does anybody want to make a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Anybody want a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call vote. Andrew,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
Travis,
Aye.
Maggie,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Darren, aye. Thank you. Passes unanimously. Oh, gosh. 3.5, superintendent's contract for 2020-21. Negotiations committee has finalized contract discussions with Mr. Heller for a 1-year contract with a 1.5 salary increase and a $25 per month increase on insurance and a 403 match of 1.5%. Does anyone want to make a motion?
So move, Chair.
Thank you. Anybody second?
Second.
Thank you, Kelly. And a roll call vote. Andrew,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
Travis,
Aye.
Maggie,
Nay.
Nate, okay, Joe,
Aye.
Darren, aye. Okay, that passes. Anyone want to make a motion to adjourn? Do we have anything else to come before us? If not, we'll adjourn. Anybody want to make a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Maggie. Anybody want a second?
Second.
Thank you. A vote, roll call vote. Andrew,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
Travis,
Aye.
Maggie,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Darren, aye. Thank you. The meeting is adjourned and we'll, meet on the 20th, in the morning, or the night of 20th.
Okay,
Around, 5:30, is it?
5:15.
5:15, yep, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Sorry about all the roll call votes, but there's no other way to really do it, so. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Darren.
Thanks, you guys.
Karen, bye.